Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 13 in the 30 days in finding your strength with brave thinking. My name is Lin Yuan-Su. I'm your transformational life coach. In the month of April, I will take you through a 30-day coaching program that I designed specifically during this time to support you to walk through this dark, challenging time. We all experience differently. Maybe you are somebody you're adjusting to your new routine and you find has been finding it challenging. Maybe you're somebody who are thriving in this situation. Regardless, my intention is truly to help you to understand whatever you're experiencing right now with the current situation. You get the power, the strength within you to be able to create whatever you would love through this period. And every single day when we get together, we are going to practice a breathing exercise. So we inhale through our nose slowly, and we exhale through our mouth like you're breathing into a straw. We do it one more time. Inhale and exhale. This particular breathing technique will help you to calm down your nervous system and bring you back to that grounded state of mind. Also, every single day when we get together, I invite you to share a gratitude and celebrate a win of yourself. So something you can truly be grateful for, as well as something you are so proud of yourself that you've done in the past day, or about yourself that you can truly say, I'm so proud of that about myself. And I invite you to write it down, keep a journey, and keep this practice every single day, and actually go back and read it. Also, if you want, share with your family and friends, or post it on social media. This way you can truly share the positive energy you've created, and we're creating that ripple effect. Your positive energy can truly change so many other people's lives, whether you come to the realization or not. Today, I want to talk about denial. We want to dive into the next tool or next mindset about, as a brave thinker, we get to choose what we deny, what we don't deny. And I'll share with you the exact concept. But I want to start with a story. I want to start with the story of my mentor, Mary Morrissey. She is the founder of Brave Thinking Institute, which is the institute I received my certification as a transformational life coach. Mary Morrissey has been working and studying and working and coaching others in the specific areas of transformation for the past 45 years. And this story happened over 40 years ago when she was in the midst of gaining her knowledge and her expertise as a transformational coach and mentor. So at that time, she was studying in Phoenix, Arizona, and her husband at the time, and they had at that point they had two boys. Their oldest son John, and their second son Rich. So they were all living in Arizona, and then her husband had at the time was working in sales. And he did very well one year, and he actually won an amazing trip, all-inclusive trip, paid for the two of them to go to Las Vegas for a weekend. Now, they were a young couple at this point, and they were still building their wealth, so they had never actually went down to a trip, just the two of them, let alone to a really, everything all expenses paid vacation. And Mary shared that was actually their first time ordered breakfast in bed in a hotel room. So they went and they managed to have somebody watch their two boys, and they drove from Arizona all the way to Las Vegas. So at that time, when they were on this trip, they enjoyed their time. All of the money, they had some money to spend, also paid as well. So when they went to Las Vegas, and it was a Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday comes around, and they were about to drive home. And as they were driving, and all the sceneries were absolutely beautiful, and Mary was looking at all those all those views, and she was just amazed and grateful for what she had at that time. And then she noticed her husband was getting a bit tired, so she said, I'm not that tired, I can drive if you want to have some rest. So they switched position, and at that time they were driving this station wagon. So you were able to flatten the seat, and her husband was sitting at the back and have the seat flattened and have a pillow on it, and he was sleeping. So Mary kept driving, just looking at the views, just be amazed of how absolutely phenomenal this entire view was, this drive was. When they get to a town called Kemmons, Arizona, they were at a gas station, and Mary decided to stop and go to the restroom. And so she stopped and she went into the restroom, and she heard her husband moving. So she turned around and said, do you want to go to the restroom? I'm running in there. And her husband said, no, I'm fine. I'm going to keep sleeping. You go ahead. So Mary went, and she came out from the front of the gas station, and they hopped into the car, and she drove away. And she was driving for another hour or so when she was the next town. That was in the next town, was about an hour drive away, and she put over. She's like, let's get some food to eat. I'm kind of hungry here. And dead silent. And she turned around, and that's the time she noticed her husband was actually not there. So her first reaction at the point was, wow, oh, probably the trunk door opened and he slid through the back of the car. And then Mary said, no, that's impossible, because the trunk door was still closed. So then she realized, oh my gosh, I left him all the way 1 hour drive away in that gas station in Kemmons, Arizona. And at that point, there was this happened in the 70s. There was no cell phones. There was no really no even not any pay phones, and she didn't have any GPS or anything. The only thing she knew, she doesn't even know the name of that gas station. All she knew was where it was. So she turned around, she went back to the road, and she drove all the way back. And there he was, her husband sitting on the curb, and she felt so bad. She jumped out of the car. She said, I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice that you were gone. And her husband was actually very mellow about it. And he stood up. He's like, that's okay. I know you didn't mean it. And that's okay. That's all good. So both of them were very excited to drive back home to Phoenix and to pick up their boys and to, reconnect and to regroup. So that went by, and a year later, Mary has received her, she finished her training with one of the truly leaders and frontiers in the areas of transformation at the time. She finished her training. They moved back to Oregon, where they were coming from. And then Mary was being presented a opportunity to speak with her mentor. Once again, it was in Phoenix, Arizona. At that time, they were not living in Phoenix anymore. So they were driving from Oregon all the way, passing Nevada, Las Vegas area, and going back to Arizona. As they were driving, it was just Mary and her husband once again. And as they passed this little town of Kemmons, they stopped and they were having breakfast. And then Mary started to notice that her husband was very grumpy. He was very irritable. He was very short-tempered. This is not the usual him. And Mary just stopped and she said, part of me just cannot help but notice that you are very grumpy. Is there something, like, is something happened to you? And he said, he paused and he thought about it, and he said, I don't think I've ever shared with you truthfully of how mad I was a year ago when you left me at that gas station. I thought I came out, I was in the restroom. I could hear you starting the car and you're driving away. I was quickly zipping off my pants. I ran out and you were already gone. And there I was, and you didn't even look back that I was not there. And I thought, that's okay. She's going to notice that I'm gone. in 5 minutes. And then another 5 minutes driving back, 10 minutes, she'll be back. And 10 minutes later, you were not back. And I thought, okay, she's 10 minutes driving away. 20 minutes later, she'll be back. 20 minutes later, you were not there. And then it was 30 minutes, an hour, you were still not back. And it took you 2 hours to notice that I was not there and you came back. And I was so mad at that point. And Mary and her husband did say, I knew you didn't mean this. I knew you didn't do it on purpose to leave me at that gas station, but I couldn't help but to be so mad about it. But at the same time, I told myself, I'm studying positive energy, so I should just, leave it alone, and I should just suppress my feelings. And they talked about it, and of course, that feeling, that entire event got resolved, and later on they were able to laugh about it together. However, from that particular event, and that is my lesson today, is denial. Is at times, from that lesson, from that story, Mary learned at times when things happen, we just simply cannot deny our truth, our own feelings about whatever happened, whether it's a challenging experience or whether it's what we're going through right now. The idea is not to deny about the facts. Yes, we are going through COVID-19. Yes, many of you have lost your jobs. Yes, many of you are looking at your incomes. Possibly you don't even know how to pay your rent or your mortgage or your bills. We are not denying all of those facts. We have feelings. Maybe we are scared. Maybe we are worried. Maybe we're frustrated. Maybe we're sad. We all have those feelings coming from those thoughts we have. Once again, our feelings are merely just a reflection of our thinking. We have those thinkings, right? We are in our way to become brave thinkers. Brave thinkers knows to notice all of those thoughts are bubbling up, and we are able to interrupt and replace it with a different thought, a thought that is going to generate a much higher feeling, a much higher energy vibration. We're in that process. But at the meantime, we cannot deny what's truthfully going on within ourselves. Don't bottle it up. Let it go. Let it go without any judgment. Let it go without pointing fingers to say, this person did me wrong, that person tried to hurt me. Let it go without any shame. And we got to let it out first. We are not denying the facts. We're denying its power to predict our future and our happiness. That is my lesson today. If you need any individual support from me, you are more than welcome to reach out to me. This is my email address right here, and it has been honored to serve you. Subscribe my YouTube channel and stay healthy, stay strong. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much.